friends, it's Shbrixx. Welcome back to the channel for another part of our Whimsy Let's Play. I believe we are on episode number 20, I want to say. If I'm wrong about that, don't quote me. So, in the last episode, I left you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger. I'm so sorry. I hope you still love me. And so we are kind of picking up a little bit later in the day with our Nick and Miles, and they're kind of just sitting here in silence because Nick is, as you can see, she is enraged. She is not quite sure what is happening, what happened, but basically last night we saw that Miles had left in the middle of the night with no words. We know what happened. We saw what happened, or we can at least kind of, let me just say, y'all's ideas and theories, it just absolutely blew me away with like the love and support and just the conversation that we were having in the comments. I loved it so much, and it just made me want to film so bad. So I absolutely loved just all the theories that we had about like what was going on with Miles. But we saw what was happening, but Nick only knows that she was woken up by the baby, who they're over here. They're just having a little bit of some sleeps right now. So she was woken up by Mr. Forrest crying, and she went out to go and check on her baby, as a mama does, and she found out when she woke up that the bed was empty, which since they have moved in together back in the day, they have never spent a night apart. So this is really, really interesting. Like, where is he? Did he go to the bathroom? That sort of thing. So she went and took care of Forrest, and lo and behold, Miles is nowhere to be found, right? So she is texting him. She is calling him. She is blowing up his phone. She can't find him, right? And he is obviously not responding to her because, as we saw, he was busy. At this point, Nick basically has all of these thoughts running through her mind, right? And I think probably what a lot of people, like, their first thought might be infidelity. Or at least that's what Nick's first thought is. I need to pause the dramatics for a second, and I want to apologize if you can hear like this little bird going off in the background. Pigeon is obsessed with one of the cat's toys that makes like a chirping sound, so if you hear that throughout the video, I'm so sorry. So Nick is, again, having a lot of thoughts going through her mind, and she can't get in touch with them. So the longer this is going on, the more scared and the more honestly pissed off Nick is getting, right? To the point where she has actually went and taken a look at their bank account, because I guess another thought that may have been going through her mind, did Miles just like up and leave them, right? And lo and behold, if you guys remember in the last episode, we had about 15,000 simoleons in our household funds, and now we have about 10,000. So about 5,000 simoleons are missing from their bank account, and so this sends Nick into an absolute rage. Yes, they share a bank account. Yes, they have joint funds, but like, where is this man coming off, like taking their money with no word, with no idea what is happening, and like, there is no word on where he is, right? So she is absolutely just pissed off right now, and she is about to have it out with with Miles, right? She is like, I need you to tell me what you did with this money. Where did this money go? Why did you take it? Where were you last night? I need to know the answers, right? And as you guys can kind of see, Miles is not really having the type of reaction that you would maybe think that he would have. He is a little bit embarrassed about getting caught, even though there's nothing really to be embarrassed with the truth, and we'll get into that in a second, what is basically happening. He is more sad than anything that he has, I wouldn't say broken Nick's trust yet, but given her reason to doubt him and their relationship, that sort of thing. So she's going to yell at him again, and she's like, were you out with somebody? Tell me the truth. Are you seeing somebody? Oh my God. Okay, so new romance dynamic, strained. Ouch. Nick and Miles seem to have hit a rough patch in their romance. Romantic partners with the strained romance dynamic will gravitate towards mean socials more often as a result of tension they're currently facing. Luckily, they'll still be able to work on their dynamic to fix things when the time comes. So yeah, I would probably think that Nick and Miles have a bit of a strained relationship right now. And he is kind of like, he's kind of giving it back to her. He's like, look, I've never given you a reason to think that I've ever been unfaithful, that I would ever be unfaithful. He says, like, if you would just like listen to me for a second, like, I'll explain everything. And I think she's at this point, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this where you've been so angry before that you're just not willing to hear anything. And I don't know exactly what is causing Nick to be the most angry, whether it's the fact that, like, he still at this point has not even told her what he was doing last night, or if it's the, like, taking the money, or if it's the fact that he is obviously hiding something from her. And the lying, you know, she's scared that there's infidelity and there's cheating, the lying, the keeping secrets. All of that is, like, really getting to her, and she's really terrified because, like, this is not the relationship or the marriage or anything that she has ever seen herself, like, having with somebody. Like, she wanted a partner. She wanted somebody who would always tell her the truth and they would never keep anything from each other, and somebody that she could trust undoubtedly. And at this point, like, she thought that was Miles. Like, she really thought that they had that type of relationship where they never would have kept anything from each other. Like, as you guys know, Nick has a past as well, right? So Nick grew up in the foster care system. She had no parents. She was in and out of foster homes, that sort of thing. And unfortunately, Nick has had a lot of bad things happen in her life, and she has done some maybe not so good things. And all of that, she has told Miles. Everything that she has been through, every little secret that she has ever had, she has confided in her husband. And to find out that there is something going on with him that he is not telling her, that he obviously has some secrets, that is, I think, probably what really hurts the most for Nick at this point, right? Nick is basically like, she's kind of at this point where she is so angry that she's not even really hearing Miles, because he's like, just like, give me a chance to explain. I'll tell you everything. I mean, he's even kind of getting upset at this point, like, that she is that she is accusing him of all of these things, right? But he's like, look, I love you. I love the children. I would never do anything to put you in harm's way. Okay. And it actually kind of looks like Nick is kind of giving him a chance to explain. Miles is just kind of talking to Nick here and telling her what happened last night. And as we can see, Nick is getting a bit less angry. She's becoming more confident, and I think that's because she really does believe when Miles tells her, no, I didn't go out, I didn't cheat on you, like, I'm not, like, secretly putting away any money so I can leave you, like, I promise it has nothing to do with that. The truth is, like, I love them, okay? I say that every episode, every single time I see them to interact with each other, but seeing them argue and having this strain in the relationship really breaks my heart because I truly, truly love them so much. At this point, Miles is telling her, look, I didn't expect last night to happen. Yeah, I have a secret. Yes, I have been hiding something from you. And he's like, it's not what you think it is. He says, I have a brother. And that takes Nick by surprise, right? She's like, what? Like, I didn't know that you had a brother. I didn't know that you had family. In fact, you told me that you didn't have any family. Right? So, like, where is this coming from? And yeah, see, she's kind of getting upset. She's like, what do you mean? And Miles is explaining that I'm going to keep pausing, and I do apologize about that, but like I want to kind of explain like the situation as best I can. Miles is explaining to Nick that he does have a brother. In fact, he has an older brother who basically is his only family and was basically his only family growing up. And despite his older brother being the older brother, Miles has always felt a sort of responsibility towards him. And we can kind of see here in the panel here, this is him. His name is Elijah, and he's about maybe 12 months, 11 months older than Miles. So he's not a super like large age gap, but Miles has always felt a sort of responsibility towards Elijah. Miles really took on this father / older brother role towards Elijah just because he was always more responsible and more level-headed compared to Elijah. So he always took care of him. And this kind of led to both of them getting into a lot of trouble because, you know, Miles was they were two kids trying to survive each other, to survive their family, that sort of thing. And it's a lot on one person to take care of somebody when you can hardly take care of yourself, right? So they ended up having to do a lot to survive, including theft and lying and all of those sorts of things. And in return, both Elijah and Miles ended up going down a really bad path, including drugs, including bad people and bad situations, which is how Miles, if you guys remember in some earlier episodes, like Miles has a bunch of scars and bullet holes and wounds and things like that on his body from his past. And now this all happened to back when Miles was like maybe 17, 18, 19 years old, right? They both had this past, the childhood of getting into drugs and theft and stealing and lying and fighting and things like that. And that was how they survived. And basically that's all they knew too, because that was what their father was into, and that's all they knew, right? Now, even though that they both went through this entire thing of all the drugs and the stealing and the crime and things like that, Miles actually ended up bettering himself and bettering his life. He got clean, he stopped with the drugs, he stopped with the stealing, he ended up working odd jobs and making money so that he could afford a better life. As we know, Nick did meet Miles when he was homeless, so he didn't exactly get too far, but he did get out of that like bad situation. However, his brother, and let me go ahead and show you guys him here, his brother did not. In fact, Elijah ended up going down a worse path. He got into some really bad situations with some really, really bad people. He got further into drugs and alcohol and theft, and he actually ended up going to prison. He went to prison for the majority of his young adulthood and Miles's life, and Miles has not seen him since they were like in their early 20s or something like that, like almost basically right at the time that Miles was meeting Nick, I would say is about like the last time that they have seen each other. And because of their like complete differences in Miles getting better and Elijah getting worse, Miles kind of just like cut all contact with his brother. Basically, last night, Miles heard from Elijah for the first time in years. He has gotten out of prison and he has nowhere to go. He has no money. He has nothing basically. And the thing is that Elijah has actually been out of jail for a good little bit right now. He's been kind of living on the streets, that sort of thing. And something that kind of led to this entire thing is he has actually been keeping up with Miles for, I would say, for a good little bit right now, right? He knows all about Nick and the twins, and he knows about their company. He knows about their house. He knows how well Miles is doing for himself. And I think that actually strikes a bit of jealousy for Elijah. So he's like, hey, let me get in on like this good fortune that you have now done. Even though like Miles has worked really hard for all that he has. Elijah sees it as, come on, Nick, this is a serious time, okay? Elijah sees it as like, you know, I'm your family, like I kind of deserve a slice of like this life that you're living. And so he reached out to Miles. He had called him in the middle of the night and was like, hey, meet up with me. I just got out of prison. Like I wanna like get together. I wanna talk. And I think thinking like, oh, like this is the only family that I have, you know, I haven't seen you in years, like let me, like of course I'm gonna come and see you, right? And Miles did go. And it didn't exactly turn out the way that he thought it was going to. I do think that he thought that he was going to have this big reunion and Elijah was going to be doing better for himself and like they would be a family again. Like all of these things, right? But that's not exactly what happened. Elijah came at him and told him, like, look, I know that you've got a wife. I know that you own your house. I know that you have a business. Like, I know you have all this money. And he is like, look, I really need some help. Like, I have nothing. I'm homeless. I have no money. Like, I need 5,000 simoleons. I need you to help me. And obviously being this father figure, Miles is like always going to want to help his brother, right? But I mean, that's a lot of money to ask of somebody, and especially if you're married, like that's a lot to ask without like talking to your significant other or your you know, like talking about it through with the family, right? So he's like, no man, I can't do that. Like you know, you can come back to the house and like we can figure something out. But Elijah being Elijah, he ended up threatening Miles. More so, he ended up threatening Nick and his family. And so, in kind of a bit of a panic, Miles's solution to this matter was to just go ahead and give him the money and he would pay him off and be like, look, fine, here, let me go ahead, let me give you this, but I don't want you around my family. Don't you dare threaten my family. I don't want you anywhere near them if this is how like you're gonna act and things like that. So he paid him off. And the problem with that is, and Miles doesn't know this yet, but Elijah is not the type of person to let things go. He is, I feel like he's gonna be back. And I don't know if Miles has now put Nick and the babies and himself in a worse position than if he would have just told Elijah no and like stood his ground. So that part of it is still up in the air. We don't know exactly all that is gonna happen with Elijah, but that is the situation. He was like, you know, I should have never lied to you about my brother. I should have told you the truth. I should have come to you and talked to you about it before I made this decision. He says that, Nick, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you, but I honestly just was scared. I was scared with what Elijah was going to do and him bringing up and threatening you and our life together. I wanted him to go. Now, Nick is having a moment to herself. She basically told Miles, like, I need you to give me a minute. Can you just, like, go, like, take care of the babies, take care of the house? Like, I just need a moment to process this, right? She's still mad. And when she is like listening to what Miles has said, like she understands where he's coming from. She understands the situation, but it's the lying. It's the keeping the secret. It's telling her, oh, I don't have a family. I have no family. It's just me. To find out that like you have this entire brother that like you never told me about. In fact, you lied and said like he didn't exist, right? it's that part of it all. It's not even the money. It's not even the going out at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's not any of that that is getting to Nick. It's the lying part that really has her questioning things, has her questioning like, well, if you lied about this, what else have you lied about? If you lied about this, can I trust you with anything else, you know? So she's taking a second to herself. She is just kind of thinking and just like looking back on like their life together, the life that they have built, the relationship that they have built, and just I can't help it but say it, but she is like questioning everything at this point. She's like, do I really know the person that I married? Like, she's not blaming him one bit about you know, wanting to go and talk to his brother, or wanting to go and like meet up with him and all of that sort of thing. It's just, again, she told him the stalker. Oh, I'm sorry. That is so funny. Speaking of like crazy people who are just like crazy, or like, are you kidding me, Dawson? Like, that is so creepy. Like, coming to my front door and like knocking on the door is one thing, but then to be like lurking on the side of my house watching me in my garden. And it's so funny because some people were saying in the comments that like Dawson's the one that got away and stuff like this. He's a stalker. He is a stalker. Look at this, right? Crazy. We're in the middle of something, okay? We're having a domestic. Oh, but on another note, Junie loves books, so I think that's super cute. Actually, let me go ahead, since Junie loves books, I want to go ahead and get her maybe like a little bookshelf. But I don't know about you guys, but I am thinking that is given Jen to air. Look at her little baby. Anyway, so Nick is basically just like, I need some time, okay? Like, we're going through a hard time, but I just need to decide whether or not, like, I can trust you going forward. She appreciates the, like, protecting her and the family and all of that. She wishes that Miles would have talked to her before just, like, giving up 5,000 simoleons. Like, that's a lot of money, and we know all, like, how much Nick has worked, to build up this life. I mean, a lot of this money is actually like coming from Nick, right? So it's just not even about the money. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I definitely want you guys to tell me like kind of what you're thinking in the comments, and just like, what do you think Nick should do from here? Do you think that they will eventually like work things out? Do you think things will get worse? Like, can you really, like, the situation itself is like bad, yes, but it's not, he's not cheating on her. He's not like gambling or doing drugs or anything like that. He's literally just paying off somebody who was threatening to hurt his family. And like, can you really, really, truly be bad about somebody wanting to protect you in that way? No, I don't think so. But can you really trust somebody who has lied to you, has basically not told you who they are, their family, their life? Like, they've been together now for years, right? For a very long time. And to not tell somebody who you really are, it has Nick questioning everything. So let me know what you guys think. Why is baby boy not eating? Go ahead and eat, baby. I think it's because he's a picky eater, so oh my god, he's easily bored. These Sims need constant entertainment. Yeah, well, he's a toddler, so I think that makes sense. But yeah, guys, just let me know what you're thinking. I don't know if maybe Nick and Miles should go to some counseling. Is Nick gonna want to separate for a little bit? Like, actually separate, like have Miles go stay somewhere else? Or is she just gonna, I don't want to say get over it, because I do think that Nick's feelings are valid, but do you think that she is maybe overreacting just a little bit? Like, what are we kind of thinking? So it looks like Junie and Nick have a supportive dynamic. I absolutely feel that. I feel like she would have the most supportive relationship with both of her babies. Oh, she's singing. Hold on. Y'all, I just thought of this. Junie is a little singer, and her mama also has like a really high singing skill. I think that's so cute. Look at that baby. She's actually not having a good time at all. So can I actually have, let's see. I'm going to purchase a toddler book. Let's do, we actually already have Princess Plum Bob's Castle. Let's go ahead and open and see. I want her to read that one because I think she would like princesses. Pigeon is biting my toes underneath my desk as I record this. I'm sorry, I have to continue stopping. My gosh, it is so hard to record when you've got, she's basically a baby. Oh, she can only look at the book. It's because she doesn't have like a high enough thinking skill. Aw, okay. Is there any book that she can read? I don't know. No, it looks like she's only able to look at the book, but let's still have her go and do that since she loves books so much. And actually, Nick, honey, I do need you to come over here and I need you to repair this fridge, please. Nick is also exhausted. She really didn't have a good night's sleep. That's also something to kind of think about and just take into consideration with this whole thing is I know it is sometimes a little hard to believe because their romance, their relationship went really, really fast. But Nick and Miles, I personally get the feeling that they are absolutely, they love each other so much. And I don't think it's one-sided. Miles absolutely adores Nick. He absolutely adores the life that they have together and vice versa. You know, Nick is truly, truly, truly in love with Miles. And I don't think that either one of them wants to lose each other, but I mean, I think that they're both going to have to just work on, or I'm going to say that Nick has to work towards trusting Miles again and working towards that strain, like getting rid of that strained dynamic, because they have that now. And so like, she's going to end up being kind of snippy with him and being like, I would probably say she would be kind of giving him like backhanded remarks under her breath. Like if he says something, she'd be like, oh yeah, are you telling me the truth? Or, oh, is there any other secrets that you haven't told me? That sort of thing. And I think that also kind of in Miles' defense, like that's going to get really old, right? Because he's like, look, I've told you the truth. So I think that they're just probably going to have to start working some things out. I don't know if we need to go to therapy because I know in Lovestruck there is a couples counseling that they could go together and kind of work towards their differences. I just don't know if we're quite there yet. I think I want to see how they like naturally gravitate towards each other, whether or not they fight or they have more friendly romantic reactions towards each other in the gameplay, and kind of see that. Actually, baby, it is kind of late, so Daddy, why don't you come here and pick up Junie and let's read her a little story since she loves books so much. And then Forrest he is such an independent king. I said this in the last episode, but he just literally puts himself to sleep and he's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this fighting. Y'all go on. I'm good. I'm good. Something else. I don't know if Nick is gonna want Miles to sleep in the bed tonight. Like, she is like really taking this to heart, right? She's really upset. She's really hurt by Miles. So I think maybe we could have Miles go and we could put a couch somewhere, or maybe have him sleep outside tonight. I don't know. I just don't think that Nick is really ready to quite forgive him. And that is another thing. Is there really anything to forgive? I don't know. Y'all are just going to have to kind of tell me what you're thinking. And we'll kind of see in the next couple of episodes, like, what plays out with their relationship. What I do know, though, is that Nick does have to make one more candle to complete the rest of her, this level on her aspiration. So she's got a little bit of some energy up, so I'm gonna go ahead and have her quickly do that. And I was kind of hoping that Miles would bathe the Poppins, because look at this little stinky boy Bear is disgusting, so I want to come over here and have Miles give him a bath. And I, as Sims God here, need to figure out their sleeping arrangement for tonight. I really am thinking about maybe putting the couch back out and having Miles just sleep on the couch tonight. Okay, so I got the couch back out of our inventory, and I think that's where Miles is going to get some sleep tonight. We'll have him get into his pajamas here and just probably tell the babies good night. Did I put these on auto lights? All lights, there we go. And we'll tell the babies good night. We do kind of want to wake up maybe before the babies wake up, just because I don't think that neither one of them really wants to fight or have marriage problems in front of the kids. I hope that they can work it out. I really do, but we're not entirely sure right now. So it does also look like Nic has a good bit of candles left in her inventory. So I was also thinking something that we could do in this episode is go back over to the candle shop and have Nic sell some of her candles. I was also thinking of maybe doing a few renovations to the candle shop and kind of make it look a little bit more filled. So we'll definitely see if we can do that in this episode as well. Let me tell you guys something for sure. Sleeping by yourself after you've spent years and years sleeping next to somebody, in fact, somebody you love, that is rough for both of them, right? Nic did not get hardly any sleep last night. She was tossing and turning, and she was restless, and she just did not sleep at all. And Miles, same. He was restless. That couch was rough, and he missed his wife. But he's also going to let her kind of, I don't want to say control, but really decide where things go from here. Like, he is going to do his best to try and make it up to her, but he also understands that he did hurt her, and he understands that his actions have consequences, right? He's a grown-ass man. He understands this. So he's going to let her have her space that she needs for now, and kind of, you know, let her guide where things are going. And we'll just need to see if Nic is able to move past this or not. But Nikki did get up here, and she made the fam bam some breakfast. So we're going to go ahead and get the babies some food here. Look at the little munchkins eating their toast. What, you didn't like it? Oh, it is very sugary. You probably shouldn't have had a sugary breakfast. They're going to be wild now, aren't they? Where are you going? I hate this picky eater trait. Oh my gosh, just eat your food. Eat your food, Forrest. Okay, mamas, so you are good. I know she got the, I thought her thinking skill was further. Maybe I am crazy. Oh no, she can actually go ahead and read the princess book now. So go ahead and read that. And then Bubba here he is really not having a good time. So I'm thinking that he might want to, oh, are you two? They're fighting. They're satisfied, but they're fighting. I would just say that they're like so back and forth right now. I don't know. I really hope that they can kind of make it past this. I'm gonna have Miles apologize again. I feel like he is the kind of person who would just sit there and apologize over and over again and be like, look, Nic, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. It was stupid. I wasn't thinking. Literally, the only thing that I had going through my mind was, like, what if he did do something to hurt you or the kids? And again, going back to Nic's issue with it, she's like, Miles, it's not even that. I understand why you did that. I don't care about that. I don't care about the money. I care about the fact that you lied to me for years about your past, when I was very open and shared everything about my past with you, and you didn't do the same. And I think Miles's reason for that really is more so, what are you doing? See what's happening? Oh, look at Forrest and the baby. Look at him. Okay, cuteness. Miles's, I think his reason for that really is that he was trying to move past his move past his past, really. And I think to a certain extent, he was also really embarrassed about it. And I don't think that's an excuse, really, but I think that's kind of where Miles is coming from. I'm thinking that's what he is thinking about why he didn't share his past with Nick. But again, that is also something that maybe you guys can see more than I can. So let me know what you think about that. Like, why do you think Miles didn't share his past? And why didn't he share that he has a brother? I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Like, what we're thinking about this entire situation. Before we go ahead and jump into like what we're going to do for the rest of the day, I also wanted to go ahead and show you guys a little bit about the babies' friendship. So we had our party in the last episode where I really wanted to see who the kids kind of gravitate towards in their friendships. So it looks like little Forrest ended up being friends with quite a few little toddlers, but he had the most relationship with Alicia, Anderson, Edison, Cabral, and Trevin. But it looks like Trevin actually was aging up into a child, so he's quite a bit older than the twins. So I didn't give him a makeover, but I did give Edison and Alicia a makeover just because they seemed to be pretty good friends with Forrest. And then for Juniper, it looks like she is actually really good friends with Tate, Roca, and Alvetta Anderson, which I think Alvetta is the sister to Alicia, I want to say. So I think that's really cute. I think they may be twins. I may be wrong about that. I don't know for sure. So I think that's pretty cute. And so I just gave them a makeover as well. And I just thought it would be really cute if, like, at some point we could go ahead and have like a little play date. I don't know if we'll do that in this episode, just because we do have kind of a lot going on specifically with like the fam and everything. And look, Miles is actually going into the bed right now and taking a sleep. Did y'all see that? He just got another text from his brother, you guys. What do you think that means? Wait, did I just see this? Hold on. Become a top writer. Okay, so Miles is actually going back into his idea of like wanting to be a writer again. So maybe we'll get him like work on that. But it does look like he finished the bracelet for Juniper, and I think that's super cute. We'll go ahead and keep that for right now until she gets a little bit older. But what if we did actually have Miles come over here and maybe start on another book? Actually, it does look like he has, I think that may be like a children's book, Pat the Badger. We can have him go and complete that a little bit. I don't really know like what all is going to happen, but I do know that we do need Nick to go ahead and jump over onto the candle shop so we can make a bit of money. And Nick is actually going to make a stop on the way there because she has something that recent events have kind of made her want to do. So we're going to head over to the candle shop and Daddy is going to watch the babies while Mom is gone. Okay, guys. So on the way to the candle shop, Nick made a detour to the bank. And in light of recent events, Nick is feeling, I would say, almost a bit paranoid with everything that is happening. It's really vulnerable, I think, to put yourself out there and to share money and to share finances and assets and things with somebody. And just, I think recent events, not that she believes Miles would do anything, but I think she's starting to realize what a position she has put herself in for everything to be kind of taken away from her again. So she is going to make sure that not only she is secure, but also her children are secure. And I think Nick is going to go ahead and kind of separate her finances from Miles, at least for the time being, just to make sure that if something did happen, that she and her babies would be okay. You guys, I had to go ahead and turn down the actual in-game audio for this because I love this mod, but my gosh, the music that overlaps it's freaking hilarious. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to, I think, open up a checking account because I want her to be able to use her money for her everyday transactions. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's see. So it says, welcome to S&B Bank Premier today. We are now offering Premier accounts to our top tier clients, and you can be one of them. S&B Bank Premier accounts earn much higher interest rates, allowing you to even more interest on your checking accounts. Additionally, you will also unlock exclusive offers. You don't want to miss the opportunity. So I do think we're going to go ahead and upgrade to Premier. It's only $500, so I think we can do that. And as of right now, we are not going to share the account. Just because I think it would be kind of hypocritical if Nic did not tell Miles about this. She is going to tell him that she did open up this bank account, but we're not going to allow him to have access to it. I don't know if Nic is kind of overreacting in this situation, but I think this is just something that she really wants to be. She's doing this as a precaution. So that's why we're doing that. So no, we're not going to share. And I'm going to go ahead and I don't know if you guys can hear this. I'll have to see when I edit it back, but I did turn the music down. But I turned it down slightly in my headphones so I can hear it in the background, and it's hilarious. So we're going to go ahead and call it Nic's checking account. Very original. So we're going to go ahead and do yes. And then for a deposit, we have to have a minimum of $500 deposit. But because they both have earned their income, they both work towards making money and things like that, I'm just going to go ahead and split the finances right now, right down the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that she has 5,000 simoleons in her checking accounts, and then the other 5,000 simoleons will go to Miles. Okay, so we have that. It's all set up. I'm going to go ahead and I want to see if I can customize an icon. Ooh, I like this little plant. I think that kind of fits Nic. And then let's see. Direct deposit. Nic doesn't have a career. Actually, no, yes, she does. I forgot. Nic does have a career. She has a freelance career, which we never do. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that's at 100%. So anything that she gets from her career will 100% go to her. She doesn't have any royalties, marketplace sales. I'm going to go ahead and do 100 on this one as well. I don't know if we're going to sell anything on the marketplace stall. I think I actually sold it, but just in case, we'll do that. She has no rentals, and we do have a retail store. The retail store is technically in both of their names, but Miles did get it for Nic. So I'm going to go ahead and do 100% because that is really Nic's job. Maybe we can change that later down the road if you guys don't think that that is exactly fair because Miles did get it for her, but we'll see. Marriage is tough, you guys. Finances are tough. Object sales, I think we'll do 100%. So if Nic sells anything, it will go to her. Interactions, I don't know what interactions would be, but we'll do 100%. She has no child support, alimony, and then game systems, we'll do 100% as well. So anything that Nic does, all of that money will go directly into her deposit or to her bank account. We'll do that for now. And then when we get back onto our home lot, we'll go ahead and order a debit credit card. That way she can start using her money for her purchases. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put up our candles for today. Everything that we're going to sell, we do have quite a bit of candles. I wonder how much money that's going to bring us in. And you guys are watching me do this, right? Everybody come close. Come close. Hold me accountable. Right here. Extinguish. Extinguish. Not auto lights. Not light, but extinguish. All candles. So we all see it, right? Because I'm not about to get triggered when these start melting. Okay. So they are all going to be listed for sale here. And Nikki is going to come over here. And we're going to go ahead and open the store. Do we have any monies right now? We have about 700, almost 800 simoleons in business funds. So I'm excited to kind of see like what we're going to end up getting. And it looks like Miles did get some royalties from his book. I thought he had more than that book published. Does he not? Poems lovelier than trees. Yeah, we did. Oh, maybe he's got like finished with his royalties. We had the one Four Little Bears or something like that, I think it was, that we no longer have anymore. coming in. I went ahead and sold a few things from Nic's inventory, and that all went into her bank account. I wonder if Nic might be able, because we do have to end up making 20 candles since nobody's buying anything right now. Can I have her make a candle so we can start filling up some of these shelves? Let's do let's just do a regular, just a regular no color rectangular molded candle. I think that would be good. Okay, so a few customers do want some candles, so I'm gonna have Nikki come over here and ring them up. Who was the other person? I know you, and I think you wanted a candle. No, is it just you? Just these two? Okay, go ahead and ring them up, baby. And they each sold, it looks like, for 93, or that one sold for 93. I think they're all gonna sell for 93, right? Yeah, okay, they all sold. They all sold for 93 simoleons. And then we do have this one little candle. I don't know where we could put it. Maybe we could put it over here on this pedestal, maybe a little bit further away. I'm gonna go ahead and extinguish all candles and set that one for sale, so maybe somebody will want to buy that one. Also, something I wanted to do, I noticed that whenever Nic changes, she is no longer wearing her lunar goddess necklace that Miles made her, so I want to go ahead and wear with all outfits. I think she's feeling a little bit sentimental, and she's kind of just like really upset and misses Miles a little bit, so she wants to wear her necklace with all of her outfits. Ooh, hello. Hello, who are you? Harold Gladstone? Nic would never. Nic would never. Okay, you want to buy my candle? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and ring her up, baby. So that molded candle sold for 43, so that's not bad. So Nic has sold everything from her candle shop, so I think we'll probably... Do we have any points that we can buy anything with? Anything that's going to be helpful for us. Like a faster checkout or something like that. I think the cheaper restocking is so much money. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let's just restock all of these. It's for 75 simoleons, so we're not going to actually profit a whole lot. What I think we're going to do first, though, is close the store just because I don't want anybody to come in and buy any more candles just yet. I do want to go ahead and fill up some of these shelves, but we did make 508 before we restock anything. I am kind of thinking I want to lean more towards her making. Well, hold on. Let's do some digging around. So if we were to restock the candle, it is worth 75 simoleons. But if we went and made the candle, it is, like, for example, the bluebell. It doesn't cost us anything. Right? And it doesn't honestly take that long. I have a mod, and I can't remember who it's by. But the higher level fabrication skill you are, the faster you are at making candles. So in theory, it should not take us a long time to just like resupply up. So I'm kind of leaning more towards us just not restocking and just removing the sign and filling up on the candles that we make ourselves. Does that make sense? Like, for example, we could come over here and just remove the sign and then plop this candle and set it for sale. I like that. I think that's what we're going to do. And I was thinking, again, I kind of want to spruce up the candle shop just a little bit. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go ahead and maybe fill in the shelves with just like a few candles just from build buy mode. But what we'll do is we won't actually sell those. They'll just kind of be like props and just for like aesthetic like and looks. And we'll just sell the items that Nic makes.
You always lying, you're unashamed. I know why you're hiding, you always win. You're so going to everywhere, but I know you.
Okay guys, so this is what I came up with. I think it's super cute. It looks like she's made a bit more candles than she actually has. Actually, hold on. Extinguish all candles because I think I accidentally turned that back on. But what we'll do is we'll put a few of the candles that she makes like right here in the middle, so it still looks like people are kind of like browsing these candles. I just don't want to make it too easy and us like set these for sale. So they're just going to be for aesthetic reasons. And with that, I don't think we actually, yeah, we ended today's day with less money than we started with. So the candle shop it's a slow progress, but I think we'll get there. Especially since Nick does have to make 20 candles. I don't think it will take us very long for this candle shop to kind of get off the ground, so I'm not worried about it. We are back home, and look at these little nuggets playing with their little forest friends. Look at Forrest in his actual like little mushroom jumpsuit playing with a mushroom. And then look at the baby playing with the hedgehog. I love these babies so much. And you know, whatever is going on with mom and dad right now, I think what is the most important is making sure that these babies have the best childhood that they can have. I do think both of them are kind of hungry right now, so I'm going to go ahead and actually have Miles stop writing. He's still finishing up his book a little bit. So what we're going to do is have him come over here. I don't know. Yeah, there's 4 left in this this wild rice meal. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that out and have the babies come and grab some food. Nick did stay back at the candle shop. She did want to work on a few things. So Miles is just kind of holding it down the fort right now. I think, what? Look at this little baby eating in your bowl. He is so stinky again. What is this little runt? This little rugrat doing? Come over here, and I lost him. I lost him because he's so small. Where did he go? Bear. Oh, he's playing with the chickens. Oh, and I don't think I told you guys, but Bruce the chicken did die. I shouldn't laugh. He died in, I think, the previous episode while I was filming the, like, really, like, dark scene with Miles and, like, all that was going down. Yeah, he passed away in that scene. So, yeah, we don't have Bruce anymore. Look at this little baby. He says, ew, yucky. Forrest ate some food that he did not like. Who knows? He might like it tomorrow, but definitely not today. He probably won't want to eat until till the feeling passes. Well, baby, you're fine. Your hunger is actually pretty okay. What do you need to work on? He still needs to work on his potty, and then he is 4 and all of the rest of his skills. And then tomorrow is actually going to be their first full day of preschool. They're going to be going all day long, so that's pretty exciting. Why don't you come over here and go potty, baby, to see if you can get that potty skill up. And I think, yeah, I was about to say, I think little Junie actually has maxed out her potty skill, but it looks like she's maxed out imagination and communication. This girl is so stinking smart. Look at these little toddlers. I love them so much. Holy crap. Why don't you come over here and why don't you draw a parent? I think that would make Mama really happy. You know, babies are super smart and they're super intuitive, so I do think that they don't understand what's happening, but they can definitely sense like mom isn't like super happy like Nick usually is. So I think little Junie wants to write or to draw a little drawing for her mommy, and we'll give that to her when she comes home. Okay, Bear, do you think that you can stay like clean for like all of 2 seconds? And actually, why don't you go outside, baby, and try to potty? I think you need to do that. And Miles is actually going to come over here and snag the rest of Forrest's food. Oh my god, my game is lagging. Whew. Okay, look at this. This is Juniper, guys. Nope. This is Nick, guys. Can you see a resemblance? I think I can. I'm going to go ahead and snag that and put that in her inventory real quick. And once Mama comes home, actually Mama is home. Mama is exhausted. She had such a day at work. So let's go ahead and give her a hug. I don't think toddlers can give gifts, so we're just going to go ahead and give her a hug and then put that in her inventory. And oh, she loves it. She says, thank you, baby. Thank you. So let's go ahead. Can we put it, let's see, let's put it right here. That's so cute. I love it. Okay, so we'll do that. Nick is absolutely exhausted. Why is she so tired? I think it's the perimenopause is what's making her exhausted. That's gonna end in about 3 days. So I know I've been talking a lot about like Miles getting snipped, but between like the marital issues and Nick going through menopause, I don't think that we're gonna have to worry about any more kids anyway. So I think that train has absolutely snailed. Your girl can't talk, y'all. So, baby, why don't you come in here and potty and then just put yourself to bed, too? It is getting kind of late, and you do have school early in the morning. Oh, my gosh, y'all. It is busy. Is there anything that we need to do to kind of, like, wrap up this night? Looks like the house does need some cleaning. And in terms of our garden, see, it is summer, and I haven't planted any of these oversized crops yet. So let's go ahead and let's do mushrooms. I think that would be super cute just because Forrest has like the little mushroom jumper and he has this little mushroom toy. So let's go ahead and do mushrooms, even though I think mushrooms are more like a fall thing. But I think that would be super cute, and that will get us a little bit more money because we're not hurting, but that 5,000 simoleons that kind of just like, you know, disappeared is, it's a lot, right? So they also have not talked, okay? I don't know if y'all have noticed that. Aside from like that little tiff they got into earlier, they have really not talked to each other in this episode. I don't know exactly what all that means, but I'm going to go ahead and give this to Miles as well so he can water and fertilize the crops. Mama Nick got up and took a bit of a bath after her shower. And it's just kind of playing with Bear. But it does look like Miles really, really wants to talk to her. I'm thinking because it is kind of getting late, I guess he's maybe like wondering whether or not, like, is she okay with him coming back to bed? Or does she want him to sleep on the couch again? But I think he's also kind of noticing, like, hey, you're wearing your necklace. It looks really, really good on you. I think they're getting a little bit... Ooh, I wonder what that means. Like, what is she saying? Gossip about favorite reality show contestants. Okay. I think they're making a bit of small talk. Oh my god. Are they having like a deep moment right here, you guys? Like, are they like really like talking things through? I really don't want them to go through a rough spot, but I also at the same time think that it can be hard, right? So I do think that Nick is going to be like, no, Miles, I just need another day. Can you please, like, I'll sleep on the couch tonight. I don't know, okay? She's like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be difficult. Like, I understand everything that is happening, but it's just going to take some time for me to, like, wrap my head. How thought-provoking. Miles seems to enjoy the conversation with Nick, especially when exploring more serious, thought-provoking topics. Does he like deep thought? Absolutely. I love that. So I think he also, too, understands, like, where Nick is coming from as well. So he's like, absolutely. He's like, but no, absolutely not. I am not letting you sleep on the couch. I will sleep on the couch. You sleep in the bed. And, you know, we'll just work through it. And I am thinking that maybe it would be worth it if we invested in, maybe in the next episode, them going to couples counseling. I think Nick just really needs to learn to trust Miles again. I think it's probably just going to be what happens, right? I am also kind of thinking that Miles needs to do something about his brother. More specifically, I don't know if he would really like demand his money back. I don't think that would fix the problem. You know, it's not going to change anything that has happened, but Elijah has been texting Miles. Like, I don't think that is going to be the last that we hear from him. And it's just, you know, we give in to him once, and I think that we're going to give in to him he's going to expect us to give in to him again. So I do think this is probably where I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode off on. But yeah, I just want to hear what you guys are thinking. Is Nick overreacting? Is Miles underreacting? Is this something that can be fixed? Is it something that, you know, is going to take a little bit longer and maybe a more permanent separation? Are they going to go back to the way things were? And then what are you guys thinking in terms of Elijah? What are we thinking about him? I am kind of excited to maybe see if he shows up a little bit more, but also at the same time, I'm kind of like, this guy better stay away from my Nick. And I love Miles too. Like, don't get me wrong, Nick is my baby, but I do love Miles. So I just want to hear what you guys are thinking. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And I really hope you are enjoying this series. If you are, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you want to see more. I appreciate all your love and support. And here comes little Forrest, baby. And yeah, guys, I will go ahead and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.